Life lessons from living. Let's get it. See, I'm gonna give you a little backstory on this mango tree. It all started about 14 years ago. You know, ordinary day. The fam hanging around, talking, chatting it up, and we all sitting around eating mango. So my grandmother decided after I finish this mango, I'm gonna go to the backyard with the seed, you know, and I'm gonna plant it, and I'm gonna see where it goes from there, you know. And after, you know, the seed was planted, we waited, we waited for years. Well, let me rewind that. We waited days, weeks, wondering. We didn't really have as many phones back then and whatnot, and I wasn't into the research. She never asked me or nothing like that, but so she, went out, took a gamble, put it out in the yard. You know, as the weeks passed, the days and the weeks passed, it started to sprout up slowly but surely. You know, in the beginning stages, she would tend to it, just, average watering, no real, additives and extra stuff, no whatever you do to make crops grow. So from there, the wait was on. I watched it. Well, I didn't watch it, just sit and stare at it, but I go to work, we all just continue our lives. And while we're continuing our lives, it's continuing its own life. Yeah. Plant the seed. Yeah. And nature pretty much just took care of it. You see, we got a little storm or whatnot coming through right now. It feels like it's sprinkling and whatnot. I'm out here getting wet, but you know, it dawned on me. I had it on my heart to, and the things that I've been going through recently, it really made me think about this tree. Like the tree was speaking to me, and what I want to say, plant the seed. If you feel like giving up or you thinking about starting, what I'm here to tell you, start. Start. Plant that seed. Yeah. But, okay, gets to be about a year in. We probably got a foot high, foot and a half, maybe 2 foot mango tree in 1 year, right? Where, well, I can't wait. So I'm like, okay, when is the fruit coming? Like the tree is growing up. Is it male? Is it female? What is it? I'm like, hey man, it got to a point where I just stopped paying attention to it. But every now and again, she would still come out, check on it. Just nothing major. Just regular. Okay, when I see it, I'll give it some water. Other than that, nature took care of it because she planted the seed. So if you're ever on the ropes about getting started, this message is for you. Plant the seed. Get started. Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's take it to about 3 years in. Okay, 3 years in, we probably got a 3, maybe 4 foot tree. Still no fruit. So I'm at this point, I'm really like, okay, this is, I do all mango seeds produce fruit bearing trees. Does it have to be male or female? I don't know. So I'm at this point, I'm like, okay, it's just growing and it's just, hey, all right. About 5 years in, I go to, I started, to see it budding. I'm like, okay, so we may have fruit. This is 5 whole years in. 5 whole years just to even start to see signs of what was worked on, what was planted, what was premeditated. Half a decade in, just starting to see signs. We could have easily said, okay, forget it. Let's pull it up. Let's try something else or put something else here. But we stayed steady. She stayed steady. She had faith in it. She had faith that one day it will become what we're looking at right now. Half a decade in, just now seeing signs to keep going. 5 whole years in, a whole half a decade. Okay, let's go to year 7. Year 7. This tree is about, it would, at year 7, it was probably at about half the size that it's at now. But it's starting to grow mangoes. They're not fully developing. They're not fully developing. There were seasons after that where we would have green fruits. The season would start, and then we would get towards the end of the season, and either the birds got to them, the animals, the insects, they got to them. But even if they didn't, the fruits were still not fully developed. They weren't to where that we could eat them. Keep in mind, this is 7 whole years in now. Okay, boom. Let's go to year 8.5 or so, year 9. It was the same process, but they're getting bigger. At this time, they're getting bigger. Instead of green fruits falling at the end of the season, we now have greenish yellow, red, the works. Boom. Year 9, a little bit bigger than last year. 9 whole years in, we still weren't able to eat not one piece of fruit off this tree. It's pretty much just natural. Nature watered it. Some seasons were dry, some seasons were real wet. But the seed was planted and the process was already started. 9 years later, still not able to reap the rewards, the benefits, the fruition of the seeds we had planted. Boom. Fast forward to year 10. Year 10. Great season, rainy season. Just everything was flowing perfect. A whole decade later, after planting the seed, pouring into it without any ROI, without any return on investment, a whole decade later. Okay. Now, at the 10-year mark, great season, we were finally able to start bearing edible fruits from the tree. And they were in small quantities out of this whole tree. Well, it wasn't this size yet, and it's actually still growing. But a whole decade later, just now, well, at that time, just now being able to receive small benefits from the seeds we planted prior. So my message to y'all, is the rain's picking up out here, so I gotta wrap it up, but this is my message to you. If you're thinking about starting and you're hesitant, start now. In 5 years, you may feel like giving up, or man, I should I have, or maybe it wasn't a good idea. No, keep going. Great things take time. Hit that like, comment, let me know what you think, and most importantly, subscribe. I got more heat for y'all. I got more heat coming for y'all, man. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. I got some heat for you, man. I got some heat for y'all. I'm telling you. Life lessons from living. Let's get it.